Sunny Hostin says we have white privilege, more like what privilege? She gets shut down by reality. Wait till you see this clip. She gets utterly embarrassed. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. As we mock the left for a complete flip out, they're always going off on their lefty issues, none of them dealing with the reality.
Clark.
That's Caitlyn Clark getting massively chucked by a member of the other team. Blatant, brazen foul after being called a B. Look, here's Colin Rugg on Twitter. WNBA basketball player Caitlyn Clark gets cheap shotted, called a B word. And then Angel Reese stands up to celebrate. We'll get to that. Let's watch.
Call. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Kennedy Carter.
Okay, will it be unnecessary roughness or will it just be normal roughness? Will this be a racist shot or will this be called a normal shot by a black player who came up blatantly, calls her a B, and then chucks her to the floor, Caitlyn Clark? Remember, Sunny Hostin's coming up and totally gets it wrong, and we're going to mock her for it because everyone should make fun of The View because they don't have a grip on reality. Okay, that's Angel Reese on the bench, one of the teammates of the girl who chucked Caitlyn Clark to the ground. And she stands up and cheers like, hooray, you got her. Remember, this is Caitlyn Clark, who Sunny has said has some kind of privilege.
I do think that there is a thing called pretty privilege.
What about the black players? Is Sunny saying that black female players are not pretty the way a white player like Caitlyn Clark is? Because I think the black female basketball players, some of them are really pretty.
There is a thing called white privilege.
There's a thing called white privilege. It explains nearly zero of why some people succeed and some people fail. Merit is probably far more important. But to Sunny, they got to keep overplaying that victim card because they're trying to foment minorities to hate whites. That's her goal. Believe me, if there's all this privilege being handed out, I want my free money. Where's my free white guy money at, Sunny?
There is a thing called tall privilege.
Yeah, I'm 6'8". I'm tall. Okay, who in the WNBA? They're all tall. Are the taller ones? How come they can't outscore Caitlyn Clark? Because guess what she does? She has a killer three-pointer. That's what she's famous for. Being able to shoot from nearly the half-court line, even though she is somewhat tall, she's not as tall as the tallest player who have some kind of privilege, according to Sunny. Tom Cruise is short, famous, one of the most highest paid guys in the world, and he's tiny. What do you mean tall privilege? I'm 6'8". Where's my freebies? Where's my free stuff? You know, when I use the bathroom, when I'm in a flight, if I ever took a movie of what that was like, you would not say I had a tall privilege.
And we have to acknowledge that.
Actually, I don't have to acknowledge white privilege. I absolutely refuse it. And I mock you and resent you for saying I have to. I don't. There's no such thing. You're a liar. There is no white privilege. As I said before, what privilege? Your peer pressuring doesn't work on me. You don't get to control my values, even though you're famous and you're rich. Mostly we just mock you. But this is where they truly undermine and destroy their own argument in this last clip.
Part of it is about race, because if you think about the Brittany Griners of the world, you know, why did she have to go to play in Russia?
Because they wouldn't pay her.
Because they wouldn't pay her.
Because they wouldn't pay, not because she was black, but because they didn't believe in the WNBA.
Okay, now this gets so confusing that Whoopi and Sunny just absolutely overlap each other. I nearly have to unpack this every word. Okay, it's time to play. Can you possibly follow this line of reasoning? Here it goes. I'm going to chop it up a little bit to help walk you through it.
Part of it is about race, because if you think about the Brittany Griners of the world.
Okay, first point. Sunny says this is about race. Think about the Brittany Griners of the world, okay? Are you following this yet?
You know, why did she have to go to play in Russia?
Because they wouldn't pay her.
So Sunny Hostin has already said this is about race because she had to go to Russia because she couldn't get paid here in women's basketball. Are you following it so far?
Because they wouldn't pay, not because she was black.
Okay, Sunny says it's about race, but now Whoopi says they wouldn't pay her, not because she's black, so it's not about race. says the black woman, Whoopi.
But because they didn't believe in the WNBA.
Americans don't believe in the WNBA is why Brittany Griner didn't get paid and had to go to Russia, even though Caitlyn Clark is a better player and is the highest paid woman in the WNBA. It doesn't make any sense. None of this. It's a giant car wreck. These women, their brain, it's mush. It's just oatmeal. If you opened up their head, it would be a bowl of clam chowder. There is no brain in there. They make no sense. They can't back anything up with logic. Even bringing up a relevant example like Brittany Griner has nothing to do with this. Every time they try to tie it, there's no tie to the point made of white privilege or male privilege or tall privilege or beauty privilege. How about just Caitlyn Clark's a really good basketball player, and she got chucked by a black female basketball player just because she was a bad person or had a bad attitude. I'm dug in Exile.